Apologies for the slight delay.
That's right, no problem at all. We're slightly ahead of time.
Thank you.
Just opening your statement. Thank you.
Morena. My name is David Eyre. I've lived in Nelson for the last 38 years and in the Maitahi Valley for the last 25 years. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. I appreciate your time. The decision I seek is that Private Plan Change 28 is rejected. The reason is that our civilization is in ecological overshoot on Earth, which is producing many existential threats to ourselves and every other form of life here. This PPC shows no sign of treating this overshoot as the existential threat that it is, and therefore needs to be totally rethought. It's very important to see ourselves in context. Start by zooming out. We know there are billions of planets in the universe. The Earth was formed about 4,500 million years ago. Life evolved here about 3,800 million years ago. We evolved about 7 million years ago. If the lifetime of the Earth was a day, the whole of the last 50,000 years of our life here would have happened in the period of 1 second to midnight. All species try to expand and use all available resources. Those that didn't were eliminated by evolutionary pressure long ago. We're intelligent and we're social. So we learn and we share what we have learnt with our social group. We try to use our abilities to extend our available resources. We've successfully done that, become the apex intelligent species on our planet, and gone into overshoot, more than the carrying capacity of the Earth. In the last 200 years, we have grown very rapidly, powered by the easily available energy and fossil fuels. At the moment, our civilization is using resources and producing waste at a rate much higher than the Earth can sustain. We have a materials economy that takes resources, creates products, uses them for a short time, and then throws them away to landfill. This produces many environmental disasters, of which climate change is the most recent and the most important, because runaway climate change threatens all life on Earth. There isn't an away. There is just here, us, our world. This is where we are today. The transition from planet-dominating growth to sustainability is vital and also very difficult. It is the major pinch point of our species, with everything in play for all life on Earth. This collision with limits must have happened before on many planets. Some civilizations will have survived, some not. What happens here is up to us. Our challenge is to recognize that we have reached the limits of our planet and learn to live sustainably, not just in greenwash sense, by putting labels that say sustainably on things for marketing. We need to live within the energy supplies we have. We need to live in a circular economy so that all resources are recovered. All this and much more. New thinking. In a short description, living well with enough. The world we can build from that can be wonderful if we can learn to do it. Instead, where we are now, we are still trying to use the same behavior from our younger days as the species that brought us to this point, always trying to grow. Always more. We are beyond the limits of more. We have to evolve new behaviors and learn to live in balance with the world, not just for us, but equally for all other living things we share our planet with. This is one aspect of what we mean by finite planet. Sustainability doesn't mean until the next quarter or the next council triennium. It means thousands of years into the future. If the PPC 28 development showed any real understanding of these things, it might be worth losing another piece of land to endless expansion, because it would be trying. But it isn't. It's just trying to continue with business as usual, when the near future in the next 10, 30, and 100 years is going to be nothing like usual. In doing that, it adds some apparent nods to environmental issues to show that it is a little better than the last time we built a subdivision. We need something much better. Stop changing our forests to farmland, stop changing our farmland to houses. We don't need to use this beautiful valley, either of these beautiful valleys, for houses. We can easily grow much more slowly in existing housing areas with intensification while we work out how to live sustainably. I think this is the reason that many people are objecting to this development. They feel deeply the loss of the natural world and the continuous expansion of our towns and cities, and they want to live more in balance. I do too. With very good environmental design standards, something that really shows that we are trying to build a better world, some small developments in some greenfield spaces may be worth doing. Not in this case. This is an example of large, profit-hungry, low-density urban sprawl. In the RMA legislation, purposes and principles, it gives a long list of things we have to give particular regard to. The first one, as it should be, is kaitiakitanga. Two others are maintenance and enhancement of the quality of the environment, and any finite characteristics of natural and physical resources. Last week, we heard a quote from John Elkington: people, planet, profit. It was expressed originally as planet, people, profit, after which culture was added. That's the main point. The planet has to come first. In this case, it isn't. No thought to energy use or circular economy or the amount of landfill or any other key changes. Just business as usual and pushing as much as possible down the road to resource consent. Business as usual isn't sustainable. And we have to deal with that, or the legacy we will leave our children, Tamariki, and grandchildren, Mokopuna, will be a dying planet, the only home we have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for your statement. Yes, there's a lot in there. Ms. Ratt, do you have any questions for Mr. Eyre?
No questions, thank you, but thank you for that. It's a very clear exposition of why, principles associated with why business as usual is not your your view of a viable way forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your presentation. Thank you.